guys, we are doing another collective reading and a little bit of shadow work, but just basically a message for the day. So, I have a little bit of a story. It's not much of a story. Yesterday was really crazy for me, and it wasn't even that crazy. It was just energetically, oh gosh, I was all over the place, like emotion wise and just energy wise, and it was hard to focus. No, it wasn't that hard to focus. It was more so just, I don't know, kinetic energy, bro. Calamity. Things happen during the full moon when you're not aware of the full moon. And I say this, like, I've said this on my channel before, like, the moon is silly. The moon will play tricks on you. Like, ugh, for real. I literally had a reading on TikTok. You'll have to watch the reading, but the moon card, like, literally after I was talking crap about it, literally popped up, and it was funny. Anyway, so I didn't actually, like, I wasn't aware that there was a full moon yesterday until, like, literally the end of the day when I'm going to sleep. But then I'm like, I wonder why everything has been just so out of place today, and I'm just wondering, like, why do I feel so out there? And I look, lo and behold, it's a full moon. You silly gal. By gal, I mean the moon. Like, and it doesn't even, like, it's not to say, like, if you are literally aware of the moon cycles and you keep track of what's going on with the moon cycles whenever your next moon, full moon is, which reminds me, I swear that I put some notifications on for the full moon and they didn't pop up on my phone. So I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, but yeah, so if you're aware of the full moon, like, way less things will happen, I promise you. Just, like, know that there's a full moon, and then it causes other people to be crazy, and then you'll realize that, you know what? I don't have to be crazy because everyone else is being crazy for me. Just kidding. No, but that's kind of how it works. I have another card way over there, but, this is interesting. So, the first card that we got here is the Seven of Pentacles, being really trying to plan ahead. And I mentioned this on my TikTok just a minute ago. Go check out that upload. But there's literally a message to get prepared for next year, because next year there's going to be a lot of things going on. It's going to be a really wild year, but it's also going to be a very energetic year. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity. So the more you get ready now, the more of that energy will be magnetized towards you. So if you understand the law of attraction, which I'm sure you do since you've made it this far into my feed, like, if you were aware of the law of attraction, being able to get prepared now, like, write things down, journal, put out a mission statement, what your journey is. Even if you don't want to build a company, put a mission statement for you, what your goals are, and what you want to accomplish through all of this, whether it being a flourishing income, whether it be a flourishing community, whether it be a flourishing outreach where you're being able to impact other people socially or economically. Like, whatever your mission is, write it down. And you can write it down twice. Write it down on a piece of paper, burn it, but we really don't need to set those intentions anymore. Those intentions are already out in the world. But we need to do the work. So get prepared now and you'll see the fruits of your labor. So you see how she's planting this, like, garden here? Yeah, so fall is literally harvest season. So we've already planted a lot of seeds, but we're here to get the fruits of our labor too. So we grow things so they grow. We plant things so they grow, so they flourish, they expand, and then they can nourish our souls and bodies. So just with that thought in mind, you can really step up your game next year and being overly prepared. And there is nothing wrong with being overly prepared in the right way. So don't overstimulate yourself getting overly prepared, but do the right things to get yourself overly prepared. So stock up now, which, you know, I've done. I've gotten a bunch of art supplies and new decks of tarot and all kinds of other things. So when you're getting yourself prepared right now, because, dude, I don't know if you're aware, but November's over. It's December now, so get prepared. Don't make Christmas your priority. Don't make New Year's resolution your priority. Make this change your priority, and it will happen. So now with that being said, I want that message to soak in. Now, with that being said, we have the Two of Chalices, which is also the Two of Cups. It's really, you're going to find like this partnership, even if it's not necessarily with a romantic partner, which I really feel like this might come through for a lot of us because we just got through a lot of our karmics. I don't know if you're aware. But we have karmic situationships, karmic relationships that help us trigger us into our growth. And these things are nourishing for our souls. They can feel very overwhelming, these situationships, but they come and go just like everything else. So now with that being said, you're getting this divine partnership to flourish. So it's not going to be you up in your emotions of romance. There's going to be a lot of romance and stimulation here, but a lot of this is going to really get you into a partnership with a divine partner. And that sounds very beautiful. It really does, but it takes work. And I want you to be aware of that because you need to do what you need to do and let that other person do what they need to do. And with y'all sharing those responsibilities, things will happen in a very beautiful, kinetic, energetic way. But you need to do the work. I'm just saying. So we have this Two of Cups here, shared connection, partnership, very receptive of energy. So whenever there's something off, you can respond versus react towards that energy, and you can understand that there's things that are maybe not disconnected completely, but there's a form of disconnect that you can reconnect with just a little bit of communication and understanding and patience. So with that being said, that's not to say that we should just see this next chapter as our opening to a divine partnership with another person. It's really going to still be an individual journey, but that individual journey will be flourishing through this partnership. So I want you to understand, like, don't feel these attachments, this emotional attachment with this spiritual connection. Let yourself spiritually connect with that person, but don't allow yourself to fall back into old habits, which I from my understanding energetically, that's not something we have to worry about. So don't think overly about that, okay? I know I'm talking to you other Virgos, okay? And myself. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not something to worry about. I just want you to be aware of it. So, I mean, I'm pretty certain that you're aware of it anyway. I just, you know, energetically we are reiterating. So we have this Knight of Wands here. So very, I don't know, maybe you should be attached to this person. I'm joking. I'm joking. But no, seriously, there's going to be a lot of passion. There's going to be a lot of passion with this connection, and a lot of focused energy where you guys are working on things. There's going to be a surge of energy. Oh gosh, reciprocation, babe. This is what you've been wanting. But this is really going to help you with your growth. You're going to gain a lot of confidence from this connection and this journey, and it's going to help you. Oh, you know what? Oh, I was so like, I thought that these, okay, I don't know, the grass is connected. I keep getting these cards where they aren't images that flourish, like they don't connect, but like the grass is in like this pattern of waves, and then the wind is kind of almost blended right there. I just find that really interesting because it shows you a connection of energy and how things fall into place. I'm just saying that's happened like twice in the last few videos. So, with that being said, like, become prepared emotionally and intellectually for this next chapter, because there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to face, but they won't be overwhelming. Like, you will have a different perspective when you face these pursuits and challenges. And I won't say that they're emotional or overly emotional challenges. They're just things that we may face within our lifespan, because we all have a life path. Like, we aren't here just given gold and glory. You know, we have the shadow, we have the light, we have balance. So with that being said, we're always going to be facing things in our life. So that's not to say that this next chapter is not going to be as beautiful as it is, because it is. But I just want you to understand that just because you face some type of obstacle, we don't have to be so emotionally connected with that obstacle. I, myself, guilty, am an emotional overthinker, Virgo. And so I can create a lot of conflict before it actually happens, because I like to become overly prepared, and it's not always a necessity. But it helps us, like, be prepared for things that may happen. And that's to say, though, like, there's this intellectual thing that you need to understand with being prepared. You want to disconnect from the aspect of needing to be prepared. So I don't want you to overthink. I don't want you to have fear. I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to be expecting anything, expecting the worst, especially. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you write things down, if you journal things, if you take notes, and you start preparing yourself, okay, that's just for Thanksgiving. But you know what I mean? Like, when you start writing things down, there are some important notes in here, I promise. Thanksgiving is important, okay? That ham was really good. Anyway, so, you know, when we practice writing our notes, when we start preparing ourselves, when we start envisioning this plan, and we start connecting that with our reality, then things start to happen, doors open, gateways open of opportunity. So I say this all the time, like, everything in itself was already created, but we have free will through choice. So whatever choice you make is imperative to whatever chapter you're trying to turn the page to. So you can turn the page in a different book of whatever writing, but if you're, like, looking to go on this divine path that is made out for you and has a very flourishing outcome, then follow that path of soul connection, regrowth, rebirth, and shadow, because you want to find this balance within yourself so you can understand more of, like, the esoteric realms, the realms that connect us individually and collectively, because this knowledge, this wisdom is actually very empowering for the collective as a whole, because this will help us as a community understand each other much better, because we don't understand that we are all the same people living different experiences at the same time, but we're all the same in essentials and intellectuals. But there are a lot of things that we need to use discernment for, and our focus should always be on the individual path that we want to create, not the collective itself, because we don't have responsibility for the collective, but in our turn of focusing on ourselves, we reflect this beautiful energy of growth onto other people, and so they see it, they reflect, and they see that, oh wow, that looks nice, I want to be a part of whatever that is. I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to work on my focus, I'm going to work on my health, I'm going to work on whatever fears, attachments, detachments that I have, I'm going to work on those things because I can see other people doing it and it's working out for them. So I just want you to understand that we don't need to worry about everything else going on in the world. We just need to be aware of it. When we are aware of it, that power becomes us. We gain that power in our awareness. So whatever you feel like you are worried about, concerned for, or fearful of, those things do not exist. You created those things. And I know that that sounds a little cliche, but I promise you, like, a lot of the turmoil that we face within ourselves are things that we created ourselves. So, yeah, like, just think about that for a minute. And breathe it all out, because it is so important that we understand our individual journey is much more important than the collective journey, because the individual journey is what frequency the collective will be on. So you can astral travel into a whole nother timeline where everything is also reflecting you, but you can't ever expect anything to be perfect. If you expect everything to be perfect, then you are not living a balanced life. So, now, with that being said, I just want you to reflect on this video and reflect on what that means for you, because your journey is different from my journey. My journey is different from their journey. Now, take that and consider what you want to have created last year and make that happen this year, because last year we were actually preparing for this year. I know that that sounds annoying, but there were a lot of things we need to figure out. There was a lot of growth that we needed to do in order to make things fall into a stronger place with much more strength than what we thought we had, which we thought we had a lot, and we did, but now we have a lot more wisdom, we have a lot more strength, and a lot more awareness. And with that alone, you're gonna flourish. I know that it's obnoxious, okay? Because I went through it too. But it's a necessary process. It really is. It's a very necessary process, and it helps you gain a lot of insight for yourself. A lot of the times we don't realize that we are our own worst enemy, and again, that is cliche, but it is so freaking true, okay? Like, we are our own worst enemy. Our overthinking processes, our frequencies to freaking... We have attachments to bad things, bro. Like, and that comes from trauma. That's a trauma response. I forgot there was a last card on the floor. That's a trauma response. Wow. That's a trauma response to what's going on, is when we start attaching ourselves a lot more to the bad things in life. It comes from trauma, where we feel like we need to feel more pain, or we need to suffer more because other people are suffering. And so it creates a cycle, and we are removing ourselves from that cycle because we are aware of that. And that in itself is where that strength and power comes from. So just understanding that alone will help you realize why all of these other things matter, and why you need to up your level. You need to grow. You need to work on yourself. You need to be aware of these things, because when you become aware, a lot more things make sense in your life, and you'd be really surprised. You would. You won't be that surprised, but you'll be pretty surprised. that alone, that's something you're gonna have to figure out on your own. But with that divine partnership, we also have like, I feel like I'm talking to my divine feminines today. I don't know why, but I just feel like it. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a lot of girls watching this video. But either way, we have this King of Pentacles energy. So whether this be you as a masculine or your partner coming through, this person is very competent. They are a very, very good leader. And they're a master of environment. They know how to stand upside down on the bowl. Like, they know what's up. Is that a strawberry? Is homie also like got a strawberry in his pocket? I don't know, but that guy, he knows what's going on energetically, and that bowl's like, God, I deal with this all the time, man. Somebody get this dude off of me. Like, and he's got things figured out. And so we're getting a lot of what is the word? Companionship, but also a lot of mentorship through this individual. So allow this masculine energy to come through, because this masculine energy is actually here to help stimulate your growth. So whether you be a man or a female watching this video, the masculine energy itself is a frequency. It's not an individual, it's a frequency. So that frequency can come through an individual, but the frequency itself is what's important. So that masculine energy may come in to you or through another person, whether that be a partner, a lover, or a friendship. You know what I mean? So don't think that so hard on like trying to figure out who this person is going to be. Just let it happen. But I'm just saying, this is your awareness of what's coming up. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. And yeah, again, prepare yourself for this year, because it's already started. Like, the November flew past. We never actually get to experience November. Like, it just comes and goes, like literally every year. So just with that thought alone, we are already in the next year. It's December, and y'all already know how fast December or how slow December can be. So let it happen, let the shift happen, and prepare yourself right now for this year 2024, because it's already started. Technically it has, if you are on a different cycle system. Anyway, so you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen. Just let it happen. Don't focus on the happening itself, but let it happen. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but it will make sense afterwards. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Bye.